Us casters, had you gotten predictions from us who's going to be in the winners bracket finals, would we have said this exact matchup? Almost everyone would have said Optic for sure going to be the winners bracket finals until proven otherwise.
All right, I got a chance to talk to both teams while they were warming up. A few interesting things. SPLYCE, they said, or excuse me, not SPLYCE, they said, their coach said, they don't know the game types. They don't look at game types before they come to a tournament. They don't want to overthink things. They just go into it and they play. Whatever game is in front of them, they just play.
That's pretty mind-blowing to me. Like, man, if you teamed with me, you know how over-analytical I can be outside of the game. Just a little too overboard at many times. But yeah, a lot of times we would go the night before and just talk about at least the next upcoming rounds. We'd say, all right, our next round, we have these 5. Let's just reiterate what our main focal points are going to be for this game or for this match or this mode. And that is just mind-blowing to me that they're just like, oh, what's next? Oh, I guess we're going to run Strongholds Eden.
Right. Well, on the other side, Team ENVYUS, they have not dropped a game yet this tournament. Can they continue the trend? They are 15-0. We're going to Strongholds on Eden. 100 points to win. You see Camo spawning up after it's picked up. 2 minutes. Overshield as well. A lot of goodies on the map. We're going to kick it off with Eco, though, from SPLYCE as he's laying down some shots and headed straight for that overshield.
I like that start. Most players over here on the red side, they just instantly sprint blindly around that corner trying to grab that overshield. Instead, he goes towards bottom red, just gets that long angle and realizes that he's going to either get the 5-shot on a player going through and make them burn that overshield, or if they mess up and waste their grenades, he can eventually make his move. Right there, Boo Doo having that camo, realizing he was spotted out, and I like that, just taking a few shots. That is permanent damage on the board when you put shots in the overshield.
He knows he's not going to get the kill. He's just dealing a little bit of damage. That's going to be 2 down for SPLYCE, though. Boo Doo has camo, and they're making a move for this nest. You're going to see him back down here. Boo Doo backs down as well. Trippy taken down by a rocket, and you see all the players from Envy just hanging back right now. All the focus is towards Nest.
Yeah, this has kind of been this new starting strategy where you see these teams, one will go grab Catwalk, the other one may grab Blue Bend or Red Nest, and both seem very hesitant to be the aggressor next. You don't want to overextend over in towards Catwalk or Blue Bend and give up a couple free kills.
Well, SPLYCE was able to pick up a second stronghold, and they're putting some points on the board. Shotzzy waiting for the spawns. Perfect prediction for those spawns. As always, just set up. They've got players over by Blue Bend, and you've got Shotzzy up top as well. But on the other end, Team ENVYUS, they were able to overwhelm that top Catwalk and get control. Now we're seeing SPLYCE try and get that counter.
All right, if you get sick of my double entendres, our Platinum Rec Pack team in the back is going to hit you with the Blue Boo Doo Boo, a mix between the boys in blue and the man on your screen right now, Boo Doo Boo.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right by that comment. Blue Boo Doo Boo. Oh man, you and our production team.
Man, I'm a huge fan of puns, all those analogies, stuff like that. People at home might get sick of it, but every once in a while, I hit gold.
Well, back into the game here. Got Boo Doo Boo with the light rifle, not able to finish off the kill just yet. Has the pistol out, trying to get that finish, but he will be able to kill him with the grenade. 2 down for SPLYCE, but Renegade has camo. We'll jump over to Renegade and see what he's going to be able to do here. He's going to be able to make a play.
Yeah, last time we saw Boo Boo just kind of casually strolling back and forth near Catwalk side, putting a couple shots on the overshield player, and looks like Renegade taken out pretty quickly. He still had over half his camo left.
Absolutely ridiculous. They are on point. Both teams playing very aggressive now. Started out this game quite slow, but now we're seeing things speed up a little bit, and that's where I think it kind of favors SPLYCE a bit more, because SPLYCE, you've got Shotzzy and Renegade. They're known to just play in-your-face type of Halo, just not giving you a second to make a mistake.
That's a great point, Strong Side. When we saw ENVYUS taking down Optic yesterday, they were slow, methodical games. If you look back towards that Empire Strongholds game, there was a period of time for a good 3 to 5 seconds where there wasn't a single shot fired across the map, and almost every single player was alive. This is completely different, though. SPLYCE just putting the pedal to the metal, taking it straight to ENVYUS.
Well, we just saw for a moment Team ENVYUS had a trip cap for a moment, but SPLYCE is countering back. Shotzzy still still alive. He's hiding behind the wall. Nades come flying in. Sane with a perfectly placed grenade, and he's going to finish off that kill. But now we've got 2 down from both teams. We've got Camo and Overshield coming up in 30 seconds. So we're going to see both teams get ready for that. But look at that. On Pistola's screen, you saw 3 players from SPLYCE. Not really what you want to see on your screen, just 3 players coming flying at your face. Not much he could do, and he was immediately taken down.
And that's tough. I think for one of the first times in quite a while, we saw hesitation from Pistola. We almost see no indecisiveness from him. He's always instantly running around a corner or jumping out and challenging. And right there, as soon as that player slipped away over in security, you saw him pause. He wasn't sure if he should thrust around the corner and try to pick off that kill and trade 1 for 1, or if he should back away. And that slight hesitation after he backed away ran him into a grenade and caused his death.
Eco is able to get another OS, but can he stay alive? Yes, he does. Rockets are still up as well. I believe that Camo is still up as well. No player has picked that up. And now we're going to see Stellar actually get the Camo. So both power-ups going into the hands of SPLYCE, and those rockets going into the hands of Boobadooboo. You see Stellar trying to find that rocket player, and he is taking it slow. Definitely what you want to do right now. You don't have your entire team ready to make a push. Make them push you, get a kill, and that's when you counter. 2 down for SPLYCE.
And that's one of the parts too here with rockets is you only have 2 now in your clip. So in these situations, you don't want to blow those. You don't want to just try to push out randomly, especially in a Strongholds game type. We no longer have Eden Slayer in the mix, but in this, you're guaranteed that players are going to eventually get aggressive and push in towards you. No reason to try to be some sort of hero play or try to make some sort of hero play with the rockets.
Well, what's interesting to me, we just saw Team ENVYUS pick up those 2 kills, but now they weren't able to get a capture from that. They weren't able to get control, and now they've lost all their control that they had of the Blue Bend. They're getting challenged over here and getting pushed back, and now they could potentially lose Blue Bend, so I'm not sure what happened in that moment, but it looked like they should have maybe been able to get something going after those 2 kills.
Yeah, I mean, it's always this weird kind of balance at certain times. Once you're at your position, it's like, all right, how long do we hold this? What is your ultimate goal? And I feel like most of these teams' ultimate goal is getting control of Catwalk and at least 1 additional stronghold. Ideally, probably Catwalk and Red Nest, since you can cover both of those fairly easily when you have that upper height advantage.
Well, we're seeing Eco stay alive, but making a push here into security, taking it slow and cautious here. Spots a player. He is going to just keep playing it a bit passive and let his teammates push in from that other side, and pushes the player all the way to him. Great teamwork out of the roster to finish off Treeper.
Yeah, great teamwork right there, but one little nuance you'll notice from Eco right there, you might wonder, why didn't he just go instantly in for that melee? That player was 1 melee away from death. Instead, Eco was trying to back up and just finish off the headshot. He doesn't want to trade in for a melee when he doesn't have to. No reason to bring yourself 1 shot out in the middle of the map when you can just back up, maybe take a couple shots in your body, and still be relatively safe.
Folks, if you're just tuning in at home, this is SPLYCE versus Team ENVYUS. This is the winner bracket finals. Team ENVYUS has yet to lose a game this tournament. They are 15-0. SPLYCE just counting down a possible victory here, 82-39, getting ready to end that streak. On the other end, though, SPLYCE is 15-1. They were taken down 1 game by Team ENVYUS.
Jeez, and that is a rough one, yeah. Because I was going to say, they've played some solid squads as well. Think about the Renegades match, how many close games that they had in some of those situations. Actually, I was talking about the Reciprocity one, but there we have a trip cap at the moment, 92-39. This one's looking all but over strong side.
And right as we say that, we are going to see Team ENVYUS cap 2 strongholds and stay alive by a thread. Can they continue this and make an epic comeback? That's going to be 3 down for just a moment, though, for Team ENVYUS. And if SPLYCE are able to capture it, that looks like it's going to be all she wrote, and they are going for the trip cap to just absolutely guarantee this victory, and that's going to do it. SPLYCE ending Team ENVYUS's win streak this event and taking game number 1 in the winner bracket finals.
Dominating fashion as well. I'm taking a look at the kill feed here on the Prowler. It looks like 57 kills in favor of SPLYCE. Only 46 kills for ENVYUS. So a 9-kill spread, or sorry, 11-kill spread right there. But that's a tough situation right there, because you just notice how many deaths they're given over and over. All those situations where they would normally like to back off, play a little bit slower, but the likes of Shotzzy, likes of Stellar just running right into their faces and forcing the action instantly.
Check out those assists. Let's do some quick math here. Walsh, we've got 48 assists. Let's do some quick math on the other side.
All right, we got 30.
A lot less assists. So we're just seeing a lot of teamwork coming out from SPLYCE, and not what we've been seeing from Team ENVYUS previously. We saw a lot of more teamwork, a lot more movement together. And I want to touch on this one point again. We saw where Team ENVYUS, they had rockets. I believe it was Boo Boo Doo Boo. He was able to pick up a rocket kill. Another player on his team got a kill, but they weren't able to get control. It was like they were kind of just stuck. They were stuck at Blue Bend, and it took them a while to make that push up to Catwalk or over to Nest, wherever their team was deciding to go.
Yeah, and I can't tell where the total flaw is here for this ENVYUS squad. If it's them messing up and getting a kill and not pushing fast enough, or if it just happens to be SPLYCE putting too much aggression on the entire time. It feels like ENVYUS shouldn't be any stranger to aggressive squads. I feel like you're going to play so many aggressive teams here in Halo 5 that are going to try to force the action. So I'm not sure what SPLYCE are doing that is just catching ENVYUS off guard compared to what other rosters have played against them.
Here we go, game number 2. SPLYCE versus Team ENVYUS, Plaza, Slayer, and they're gonna be making a move for the overshield. You've got all 4 players of Team ENVYUS in sightline of that OS, but Pistola, Trippy, Saiyan, all 3 players there fall down as Shotzzy gets the overshield, and they go up in a quick 3-0 fashion in the first 20 seconds.
Yeah, I was gonna say, originally I was going to say SPLYCE obviously studied these starting strats from ENVYUS and prepared directly for this match, but based on your starting interview where you talked about them not even knowing what the next game types are, I really don't know what to say about that. Maybe they are very knowledgeable about every single game type for ENVYUS, but I find that hard to believe. They clearly are just have ENVYUS's number or something in this situation. This is really tough to watch.
Well, there is a gold rec pack on the bottom left part of your screen there. SPLYCE Gold. Go ahead and redeem that at halo.gg to get your gold rec pack. Staying on board here with Trippy as he's going to finish off Renegade, looking to make his move towards the top middle area and potentially make a move over towards Snipe, but he's leading the pack here.
Now, one thing that's going to be really telling here on this Plaza Slayer game is, now that the game slows down a bit, is this going to favor ENVYUS or SPLYCE? Because you saw how fast that last game was here on Eden Strongholds. Clearly SPLYCE in the driver's seat, that last one, getting all those kills, dictating the pace of the game. But now, this is a game type that you cannot force action the entire time. There's gonna be times where you get a couple slays and you can push those numbers, but eventually the opposing team's gonna spawn over at Loop or over in Yard, and they can slow it down. You can't collapse on that fast enough.
All right, well, just an update from the floor, from the Bravo stream, which you can watch at mixer.com/HCS. Optic Gaming is up 2-0 in the series, keeping their tournament run alive.
Yeah,
that elimination bracket.
They're playing Reciprocity right now, so that was obviously a very look forward to match, but clearly Optic dominating at the moment. But yeah, you can catch that last game or see if Reciprocity can make that comeback on that link below that you saw.
Staying here with Pistola, throwing some nades here over by the stairs, and now he's going to make his move around to help out his teammate down below. That's going to be 3 down for SPLYCE.
Look at that, though. This is one of the situations I was talking about, Strong Side. The game type slowed down for a bit. They finally had some breathing room, and because of that, we saw a 3-1 exchange in favor of ENVYUS.
But while that 3-1 trade happened, Stellar was able to get that overshield, and he has not taken a hit yet with this OS. Plasma pistol in hand, so he does not have to worry about any player from ENVYUS just completely draining that OS with a single shot. Now making a move here over towards the Yard. Will spot 2 players and immediately get that OS dropped all the way down, but now we're seeing SPLYCE get control and really collapse on these players from Team ENVYUS over by Yard and over by Loop.
And I like that patience from the player from ENVYUS who did not charge out towards that gold ledge. They've had too many scrims, too many times they've played Halo 5 online, and it's too good to be true. As soon as there's a player weak over on that gold ledge, if you round that corner, try to get that kill, you're just gonna get melted by all those teammates and the likes of Shotzzy.
Shotzzy, just excellent prediction on all these spawns, just ready to go, ready to zoom in, waiting for another player that could potentially be spawning up there. No player is gonna spawn there, so he's gonna make his way around over towards the posters, wait for anybody that's going to show their face, but Team ENVYUS not giving him any opportunity to take another player out with that sniper rifle. Looks like they're playing quite a bit patient now, and now it's going to turn into a little bit of the waiting game. Splyce waiting for Team ENVYUS to push them. Team ENVYUS waiting for Splyce to push them over in the yard.
Yeah, I'm wondering what ENVYUS are waiting for. It looks like they let Eco and Stellar get a little too aggressive. They got 2 kills. Now, I'm a little concerned, though. ENVYUS, they got 2 kills. They should be pushing across the map a bit faster, but it looks like a little delayed push costs Saiyan and Trippy both of their lives. Shotzi not settled with just those couple kills and pushes into Pistola, but meets a nice 5-shot.
And Eco will finish off the kill there and get that sniper in hand. 3 shots left in the chamber. Only up by 3 kills here as well. Are you serious? Taking down Sane. Quickly turning around, gets the double kill on Boo with the 3rd shot, looking for the final kill that he could get with this sniper rifle. Hits the body shot. Would have loved to see that, but putting that sniper to absolute incredible use.
Yeah, what a run right there. I didn't get an exact time on the overshield, but I feel like that one must have gotten burned, and that's a little surprising too, based on those shots that Eco had hit.
Eco's still alive here, playing a little dipsy doodle game here around this pillar as Boo just peeks out back and forth, but he will be taken down here by Shotzi as Shotzi pushes up, and you saw an entire team just completely collapse on these players, and Renegade's gonna go down, but he's able to get the finish here on Pistola.
Look at these positioning mores from these players. Just Eco maneuvering around the map over there at hotel side, hiding behind the BR, doing such a good job. Even though there's a player next to him, he wasn't hesitant to shoot over towards snipe spawn. And even when he knew there was a guy near lift, he just started pre-firing so much. Eco, the only one alive. He wants to challenge this 1v1 in that situation, and Boo says, challenge accepted.
Boo just creeping around that corner, finishing it off. But this sniper rifle is going to be a big turning point in this game, because as that sniper comes up, overshield will be coming up in about 15 seconds after. So using that sniper, using that overshield could be a very big opportunity for Team ENVYUS to get back in the game.
You know what? I gave Sane a little bit of flack earlier today because I saw him yesterday. He's wearing the foul ball shirt, and I was like, you know what? My old teammates, you know, we used to team with a guy named Sane back in 2006, won multiple tournaments with him. I was like, come on, man, you can't be using the Sane name and wearing the foul ball shirt. And he goes, I'm just a big fan of foul boss. And I was like, oh man, all right, we're cool then. We're cool.
Man, I think Sane would be proud. I think the old Sane would be proud of the new Sane with how he's been playing this event.
Yeah, he has been going Super Saiyan mode during a lot of these games, but you do not want to go down 2-0. And this is a test that we haven't seen yet for ENVYUS. One point I didn't realize before is that ENVYUS were 15-0 up until this point. Now they're about to go 2-0 in this series.
Can Team ENVYUS hold on and bring this back now that they have the sniper in their hands? Pistola has got 5 shots. They're down 5 kills. Spots a player over in the cafe, and that player is going to zip on over to yard. And now things are slowing down once again. Splyce now waiting for ENVYUS to push. ENVYUS taking it slow, waiting for Splyce to push. If you're on ENVYUS, you want to let Pistola try and pick off a few kills. A little less than 5 minutes is a lot of time left in this game for only a few kills. Let Splyce make that mistake.
Yep, you absolutely want to let those members overextend. However, at the same time, when you're talking about letting Pistola get those kills, it doesn't mean you have to be completely passive. In many cases, you can still take up a lot of ground. You can still sometimes even show yourself on a radar and kind of let those players decide, all right, do I poke out? Am I safe enough to poke out and challenge this?
It's 49-46 now. Pistola fighting a 1v1 battle. He's got to stay alive here or get the kill. Has a teammate down at bottom left behind him, so he's going to push up to help out, but definitely doesn't want to push out too far because he could get trapped and get double teamed and immediately go down. He's getting shots. They are able to get him off guard and finish off the kill. Splyce going up 2-0 here in the best of 7 series.
And that was a tough situation for Pistola because he realized that there was a player that could have jumped up towards snipe 3, so he wanted to deny that position. He realized if they got a player up towards snipe 3, every other member from Splyce could have positioned themselves, laid some crossfire map shots, and then that player at snipe 3 could have gotten the kill. So Pistola wanted to deal with that threat immediately. In doing so, he gave up the 50th and final death. However, I don't fully disagree with that. You could argue that, yeah, Pistola gave up the death there, but that death would have been inevitable had that player slipped by and stayed up in that position.
What do you think exactly is going on with Team ENVYUS right now? Is it just that Splyce is this good? And, I mean, it's kind of hard to say because Team ENVYUS, they dominated Optic Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, they 3-0'd Optic. However, Optic didn't look as strong yesterday, but end of the day, a 3-0 against Optic is a 3-0 against Optic. I mean, you can never dilute that sort of victory. Same time, too, the Reciprocity was looking like such a strong squad, and, I mean, we saw Reciprocity, I believe, get 3-0'd by SPLYCE, so two powerhouse squads just battling out right now, and this is just a ridiculous winners finals match we're watching at the moment. This second game, though, much closer. I would say Strongholds Eden, that was kind of out of reach the entire time. There was really no position where I was like, all right, yeah, ENVYUS had it in their hands and lost it. Nothing like that. Whereas game number 2, Plaza Slayer, that one just went back and forth, and SPLYCE edged them out.
Trippy's still got a smile on his face right now, feeling pretty good. Good to see that Team ENVYUS is still on top of their game. They said they're positive players. They're positive. They don't get down. They're ready to go. So this is their opportunity to still bring it back. Obviously, SPLYCE needs to win 4 games, so Team ENVYUS has another game that they can lose, but obviously they don't want to lose. Sane going straight for this camo, goes for the shoulder bash. Can he finish off the kill? Not going to be able to, but that camo is still going to be sitting at
oh my
middle.
God.
Boo-boo, doo-boo. Wow, a sneaky flag run.
He just, I don't even know how sneaky that is. He just probably straight up sprinted across the map, got that pull instantly, and look at ENVYUS being the aggressor in this position. He has some trouble over here on porch, though. There could be a player coming in. And I like this play from SPLYCE. They decide to toss it out, and they are now punishing ENVYUS. ENVYUS tried to go for a cheeky play, as Sims would call it, getting that flagpole and run it instantly, and they are now going to be punished with a counter cap.
That camo at the start there would have been nice to go into the hands of Saiyan. Instead, SPLYCE was able to get it, and that created this counter cap we're seeing right now as SPLYCE put in flag cap number 1 on the minute mark into the game. And now Renegade making his way to top middle. He will finish off Boo-Boo Doo-Boo, but he does have 2 teammates down, and that camo is all but out now, picking up the double kill with the perfect 5-shot, going for Pistola for the killing spree. Can he finish it off here? One more player in the base. He's going to back it down and get those shields back. Now his teammates are pushing up.
I love that play. Back down and fight another day, especially since he didn't have his teammates with him just yet. Instead, he puts pressure already on the flag side. Now players from ENVYUS are already hesitant to push out from elbow or to push out through front porch, and are still spawned trapped in their base.
Renegade 1v1 versus Boo-Boo Doo-Boo. He's gonna back it down. Boo-Boo Doo-Boo still feeling very confident in his shot. Trippy's gonna finish off Renegade, and that railgun is about to pop. Camouflage in 30 seconds as well. Eco, he's got his eyes here on railgun. Player top middle, though, is gonna spot Eco. He's gonna have to back it down, getting some help from his teammate. He's got his shields back, and that railgun is up. Are we going to see an attempt here for that? I do believe a player on Team ENVYUS was able to get that. That's going to be Boo-Boo Doo-Boo. And look at this. They're making a move now. That's going to be 1 down, 2 down for just a second for SPLYCE.
And that's so huge, too, because not only did they get those kills, but they pulled the flag instantly. However, I got to call that out. I think that was a bad flag route. You notice how Boo-Boo Doo-Boo, he started backing up towards his side dip, going towards front yard, and they ended up running that flag towards porch. Boo-Boo Doo-Boo is nowhere near helping that flag out.
Over to Renegade with camo now again. SPLYCE really on top of their power-up pickups here, getting both power-ups here at the start of this game. And we saw how well Renegade used that first camo to stop that flag cap and help assist that counter cap.
One thing I really liked about Renegade's movement right there is he didn't decide to sprint around and give his position away. Instead, he jumps around the corner and saves his thrust. I think a few more inexperienced players would have either sprinted around the corner or thrusted around to get that finish immediately. But since he had that thrust in his back pocket, speaking of back pockets, he slips one little plasma grenade over in Pistola's pocket.
And now he's making a move into the base. That's going to be 1 down. Almost no. Not going to be able to get away with that. Sane will take down Renegade. A big kill from Sane to stop a possible flag run from the SPLYCE side. And now we're seeing Team ENVYUS get some control of top middle. They're making their way over to Red Treehouse. Let's see if they're going to be able to get into the base. But Trippy goes down. So that's going to slow things down a bit. And while that's happening, you think ENVYUS has some control. There's a player that was behind them that entire time. Shotzi was able to get that flag moving. So you've got SPLYCE just putting so much pressure on this Team ENVYUS squad and making things so hectic.
Yeah, and a part that's surprising me is I feel like ENVYUS aren't taking advantage of the slight little missteps that SPLYCE are making. So although Shotzi had some sort of flank, started pushing that flag instantly, they essentially got a free kill on Shotzzy, yet they didn't transition it into any sort of flagpole of their own or getting control of top center.
Saiyan hanging out here. Things have slowed down just a little bit. Now he's got a teammate pushed up. Nade's coming in though, so he's not gonna be able to make a flag pull here. Has got to back it down, and it seems like Team ENVYUS is just having a lot of trouble at just getting into the base to get a flag pull. Pistola with the railgun. Camo comes up. That will be burned by Renegade. Renegade has touched every single camo that has popped on this game. Team ENVYUS, they were surrounding that camo, but somehow Renegade slips through and gets the burn.
Every single time, Renegade right on top of that. And it looks like he's clearly threatened at points where he does not want that to fall in ENVYUS' hands. Instead, he wants to make sure if anyone's gonna burn it, it's gonna be him.
Pistolo still with 3 shots in the railgun. Can he make some magic happen here? He is the wizard. Goes for the first kill. That's gonna be Eco down. Stellar goes down as well. 2 down for Splyce, but again, 2 down for ENVYUS. Envy not able to just get a few down on Splyce without going down themselves, so they're not able to make a move. Again, Saiyan and now Boo go down, and Pistola, you can tell he's kind of flustered, like, I gotta stay alive and keep getting kills over here.
Yeah, and I'm actually looking at the power right now. Teams are near even in kills. 35 kills in favor of Envy, only 34 kills for Splyce. So even in Slays, the big difference being, though, that first counter cap at the beginning of the game where Splyce just took advantage of Envy overextending.
Wow, Renegade somehow almost taking down Pistola. Pistola will get that finish, though. Shotzzy taking down Pistola as well. Stellar spots Trippy. Trippy will go down. That's 2 down for Envy. Are we going to see an move here towards the flag from Splyce as Eco and Stellar are using some tag teamwork here to get into the base? Pistola and Saiyan go down, and it looks like that flag is going to be going over to Treehouse.
Yep, and Eco doing a good job spotting out any players that are pushing back into the ENVYUS space to try and flank over towards Elbow. So now his teammates are aware of that. And I like this run, actually. He realized that they're gonna get flanked over Treehouse side. He realized that they didn't have their flank cut off yet. So instead, decides to run it towards top center, get some positioning, get some kills, and then slowly move that flag in for Eco as he puts in flag number 2 for Splyce.
Eco with incredible shots while holding the flag. And now, hey, let me get camo as well on top of that. Splyce has gotten every single camo this entire game, and you can tell how much it's helping out this squad, and they're not allowing Team ENVYUS to really get any type of stronghold on this game. Yeah, they might have top middle control for a little bit, but they're making sure that they are getting these trades, and I love how he's playing super slow and sneaky here. He knows that Team ENVYUS, they're watching for him. So he's not going to be that first player to push in right now.
Yep, he wants one of his teammates to kind of start the action. He wants them to lay down some shots across the map, and then he can slip in through window or porch to get the finish. You do not want to start the action as camo if they're expecting you. Now, if it's a more chaotic situation where people are all spread across the map and they can't watch their own backs or watch each other's backs, that's where camo can start the initiation, start the action. But when a team's huddled in their own base, they're all cornered there, you're not going to slip by.
Renegade goes down. Team ENVYUS picking up a few kills and now starting to make their push up. We're gonna see if they're gonna be able to make something happen here, but Boo goes down again. We'll see Camouflage coming up in just a minute as well. See if they're gonna be able to potentially get some control of that, or is Splyce going to once again get another camo to add to their list. Shotzzy, though, staying alive here, nading down towards bottom middle. Plasma grenade at bottom mid as Railgun is about to pop as well in 4 seconds. See if any player, you do see Eco down there, but he was taken out, and we do see another player maybe making a move for that Railgun. Actually, sorry, Saiyan, he's gonna sneak away with that, get the Railgun, take down Shotzzy. You could tell Shotzzy had no clue where that Railgun went. And Saiyan just making some moves here, but he'll be quickly taken down by a 5-shot off the spawn by Shotzzy.
Yeah, great shots there from Shotzzy. Now, one thing I'm noticing here from this ENVYUS squad is they're just letting a couple things slip through their fingers. They've had a couple flags that have been so close, whether it's that first pull that they got back to their base, or even the second pull where it just felt like they were not on the exact same page. It felt like Boo wasn't covering their flag correctly, or the flag did not take the correct route. I would actually argue that was their flag not taking the correct route the second time they ran it. Let's see if they can make it happen this third time. He has cover on that side of the map, but Shotzi and his railgun have something else to say about it.
And Shotzi's making a move here. He's queuing up the flag run, trying to get his shields back. Can he stay alive? He does it. Takes down Pistola. That's going to be 2 down for Envy. He doesn't have his shields back, and he misses the flag. A little bit of a fumble right there. Less than 3 minutes left, and that flag is still sitting out there. And he's still picking up kills. That's 3 down for Envy. The last player's in the flag. He got that flag. Does he get the stick? He gets the stick. Are you serious? It is a flag standoff now as SPLYCE get the flag all the way back to their base, and Team ENVYUS keeping the flag alive in theirs.
Now, I don't want to interrupt this hype action, but I did get an update from the floor. Optic is up 3-0 in their best of 7 against Reciprocity. We're going to have to see if Reciprocity can wake up and turn that series around, or if the Optic train is starting to roll through these teams in the losers bracket.
They are for sure angry, and they are bringing the fire. They do not want to get knocked out this early in the tournament. It would be the lowest they have ever placed together as a team. Taking a look here at Shotzi, though, is he staying alive? We still have this flag standoff continuing. Renegade pulling in some big moves, and that flag gets returned. Renegade going for the cap, and he is just slowly going to walk it in, as that is a little bit of a taunt right there from Renegade to cap it. And that's gonna put SPLYCE up 3-0 right now. Going into this, ENVYUS hadn't lost a game, not one.
And it's looking pretty rough here against the SPLYCE squad. So I have to wonder if ENVYUS was having a hot Friday/Saturday, or if we're just seeing this emergent SPLYCE come out and play on Championship Sunday.
Taking a look at the stats here, Renegade and Stellar, 22 and 20. Only 12 deaths from Renegade. Some big plays out of this entire roster. We saw Renegade get 3 camos back to back to back, and another camo going to Eco, but the plays from these players just making phenomenal clutch plays. I mean, that's clutch play after clutch play.
Yeah, especially Shotzi. So sometimes the scoreboard doesn't fully show how well or how important certain kills were, because those kills that Shotzi got back over at the base of ENVYUS, where he got that railgun kill on the flag stop. Then he wins a 1v1 versus Pistol and tosses out the flag. That shows up as just 2 kills on the scoreboard, whereas there's plenty of other times where you're just cleaning up 1-shots, or you're getting these random kills in the center of the map that don't actually translate into a flag capture. But as you saw from Shotzi there, those kills stopped a flag cap and ended up being a flag cap for the SPLYCE squad.
Going into game number 4, SPLYCE could send Team ENVYUS to the elimination bracket here. We're playing Strongholds on the Rig. Let's kick it off with a player from SPLYCE and see what they're going to be doing and how fast they're making moves at the start of this match. Kicking it off with Renegade, waiting for any player, it looks like, to go for that camo. And getting a nice nade and gets the beat down on Trippy and the double kill on Boo Boo, and showing some body disrespect right there, as Elamite would say.
Shooting Boo Boo's body. Now you have to wonder if that is actually just a little head game there, if they're just trying to get his head, or just trying to flaunt their current score, or if there's actually some bad blood. You never can really tell sometimes with some of these body disrespect kills. But it was kind of funny at the start. We're like, how fast are SPLYCE going to start this off? They're always just running right out the gates. And we see Renegade perfectly predict players coming in through that white hall.
And they are playing fast here. 5 points on the board. Pistola does have camo, though, and he has railgun in his back pocket. Picks up the kill on Stellar. Gonna see if he's gonna be able to find another player, getting call-outs, trying to just locate where this player is to finish him off. He does spot Renegade, finishes him off as well, trying to get the reset on basement. That's 3 down for SPLYCE. And let's see if Team ENVYUS is gonna push up here. And yes, this is what they need to be doing.
Yep, and what I think ENVYUS need to do, instead of forcing this BR base like they are at this moment, I feel like they need to get a couple kills first. Now, this is surely going to push any members of SPLYCE out at Carbine spawns, and I believe they're also losing Nest at the same time. I would not trade BR base for Nest. The main play to do right there when you are taking control of the center of the map is you get kills in White Hall and Top Tower. You force that team to push out a bunker. Those are not easy fights to win if you're the team that's spawning in a bunker.
Pistola not able to connect with the railgun, and he's gonna go down and lose that power weapon. But over on the other side, Team ENVYUS, like you said, Dave, getting that control of Nest definitely is incredibly important, and Team ENVYUS is going to be able to get that locked into their favor.
Yeah, for what happened there, I hate to reiterate and harp on a mistake there from ENVYUS, but they had control of the map. They had 2 of the 3 strongholds, the better position on the map, and they didn't get points from it, really. They got maybe a few. They got a trip cap for, what, a split second, but ended up losing 2 strongholds, and this is basically an even game, even though ENVYUS are outslaying right now 15-10. They have 50% more slay strong side.
And that camo is up still. No player has been able to pick up that camo. It's hanging out down in the rafters. Actually, saying he was able to get down there and pick that up, but a scatter shot is ahead of him, and he is going to run the other direction. He does not want anything to do with that scatter shot player.
No, and I don't disagree with that play at all. One of the best things you can do when you have cam when you get spotted is slowly and quietly slip away. It's gonna rest. It's gonna make those players on the other team very uneasy. As soon as you hear camo in a certain area, you hear it near engine or something like that, they're gonna be trying to hunt that down. And until they spot camo again, they're gonna not be comfortable whatsoever.
Shotzzy trying to get control of Nest, getting nades flying in from everywhere, dodging them left and right. And he's still alive. No one from ENVYUS able to take him down. And now they're able to get some control back in their favor. What a clamber back up and to continue to finish off Boo Boo Doo Boo at the same time. He's still alive. Shots coming in, not hitting him though. And he's got his shields back, trying to get some protection here on the Nest.
Yeah, and it's no wonder we talk about movement so much here in Halo 5. Just those small, minute differences we see from a player like Shotzzy, where he's able to round that corner, hit the thrust at the perfect time, do that nice little stutter step left and right as he's about to round a corner, and he gets away with literally one body shot away from death.
Team ENVYUS picking up the BR base. Gotta get some eyes here on the Nest though, as you see players from SPLYCE going for it. But that's 3 down for SPLYCE. And you're gonna see Trippy go for that reset. Players from SPLYCE are gonna be spawning inside, so now Team ENVYUS is going to go for that capture here at basement. They are going to hold this trip cap for just a moment. By the way, Railgun is up as well, and we're going to see camo popping in 15 seconds.
Now look at the difference here, strong side, and the way ENVYUS are playing this. They were able to isolate that last player over at Scattershot side. I don't see these members of ENVYUS just dropping right into BR base. Look at, they're fighting over White Tower, or they're fighting over this tower, and it looks like they might be going for Whitehall. This is exactly how you want to play this situation when you have Nest and basement under control.
I think was trying to figure out where that player went, and he's still on the map with the railgun.
Now they got 3 down though, so this is the perfect situation where you can go for that trip cap. Beforehand, we saw times where they were going for that trip cap a bit too early, and it looks like at some point they forced BR base, so I must have misunderstood that situation, because I could have swore we saw ENVYUS hold. Yeah, they're moving a little too fast for me, and I'm getting a little old strong side.
Halo 5, a very fast-paced game, especially when you have the best players and best teams in the world playing at the top of their game. You've seen Trippy stay alive, 2 down for Team ENVYUS. See if he can pick up a kill here. He will be able to. Now his teammates are spawning up so they can get control of BR base, but he does notice they're losing Nest. Throws in a nade from downtown. You'll see the hit markers. He's able to get some hit markers. Insane picks up a kill on Shotzzy, and that nade helped out just a little bit for Team ENVYUS to keep some control. And my God, Sane with a perfect 5 to keep his team going.
You know, we saw Renegade shooting bodies earlier, and he was asking for that Boo Boo Doo Boo, or not Boo Boo Doo Boo, sorry. We got Sane answering and saying he is not afraid in these situations. So I like that. Even when you're down 3-0, you have to have that confidence. You have to have that ego saying, we are still the better team. We can come back in this series.
Pistola misses the melee. He's going to go down. There is a player trying to take over that Nest. Stellar on the other side, about to get BR base, but he has got to bounce out of there as his teammate is able to finish that though. Down 30 to 80, or excuse me, 29 to 88. Trying to pick up the basement and get that nice setup. Actually, no, they're not able to get that nice setup of Nest and basement. They're trying to hold the BR base and basement right now.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a really tough one. Like, I would say if you're ENVYUS, you can hold that sort of setup because you're only 10 points away, but clearly SPLYCE's strategy here has to be using one of those 2 strongholds as bait, and then eventually using that to get kills and get their Nest/basement setup. I ended up getting an update from the floor just a moment ago. Optic Gaming took out Reciprocity 4-0, so that's gonna be Reciprocity takes 4th place here at MLG Orlando.
Saiyan picking up a kill there on Nest to stop that capture. Another player making a move, gets the grenade and the kill on Eco. Saiyan back at it again. This is the Saiyan we saw yesterday, and this is what he's got to continue to do if they are going to bring this series back in their favor. They have got a long road ahead of them.
And you notice that they're a little hyped. You saw them fist bumping, slapping hands, but they are not getting overly excited. They realize their work is just starting right now.
All right, we are going to get an update here from the floor in just a moment as well. We're going to find out the refs are going to give us an update, but wow, Saiyan really turning it up there that game, and turning it up when it matters right there. Backs up against the wall. Yeah, they're not going to be eliminated, but they're going to go to the elimination bracket if they lose that game. Another thing I wanted to mention as well, this is a best-of-7 series. When I spoke to SPLYCE earlier, I was speaking to Hoaxer, their coach. I asked them, out of all the game types that they're going to be playing, which one do you guys not want to play? And he said, game number 7. They do not want to play the Rig Slayer. So if they make it there,
well, I think now if you ask him that same question, hey, do you want to play game 7? He's going to say, yeah, we're cool with game 7 now. Before I wasn't as cool with it, but we'll accept it now.
So as we wait for an update on the floor, you see SPLYCE up still 3-0 right now. If Team ENVYUS can continue this series going, what do they need to focus on most going into that next game type?
Well, I mean, Halo's a very momentum-based game, not just in the sense where you get a win and there's like this invisible momentum that's like, oh, your team's doing better, but it's this whole entire team mentality and their mindset. Basically, you start winning games, you have more confidence that if you do damage and stay alive and play your game, that things are going to go well. It's when you start to doubt it, or when you start to question and things aren't working. Because as soon as that starts happening, it's like, all right, well, we just lost that last game 3-0, and I was doing damage and staying alive, and things weren't happening. I better switch things up. Maybe I need to challenge more. Maybe I need to charge out. And that's what you don't want to be having running through your head in the middle of a tournament, saying, hey, maybe I should just start switching things up.
All right, we do have an official ruling from the floor. That game is going into the favor of Team ENVYUS. SPLYCE will concede that game, as it was going to finish off in Team ENVYUS's favor there. They had capture of the strongholds. There was only 2 points left. So they're going to be moving on to game number 5 now. We're going to see if Team ENVYUS can continue on here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good sign. Anytime you're down 3-0 in a series, it's kind of tough to bring that back. You have a lot of self-doubt. Obviously, the other team has things that are working very well from them. So I'm not sure if ENVYUS are kind of starting to feel out this SPLYCE squad. Maybe SPLYCE getting a little overly aggressive and cocky. I mean, we started seeing Renegade shooting bodies, almost 2 or 3 kills in a row. And I mean, I personally would never shoot a body or do any sort of disrespect or do anything like that in the middle of a tournament, right? I mean, I've never done something like that.
You've never done it. Not once, not twice, not 3 times, never before.
But whole point being is you can tell that he basically counts this match as already won. And a lot of times when you're doing that, you already have that much confidence that things are going your way. And nobody ever wants to look like a fool like that. If you start shooting buys like that, you better close out the series and win, because I'm sure if ENVYUS somehow come back in the series, Renegade's gonna hear about it.
Without a doubt, and you don't want that to be at the back of your mind either when you're playing throughout the series and you get to game 7, you're like, oh no, man.
Half of competition out here is, I want to go out here and prove I'm the best in the world. The other half is, man, I don't want to look dumb if I did some sort of gloating or flaunting.
And that's never happened. Never happened. As we get ready here, all the players from SPLYCE always looking very calm and collective. Even after they win a game, there you see Shotzi on your screen. He's got his nice hand warmer right there, keeping the hands warm, ready to go. I mean, you definitely know how cold your hands can get.
Dude, back when I used to practice back home in Michigan, didn't really have great heat in the basement. I had a space heater literally right next to my setup, and in between deaths, I would put my hands over the space heater while I'm calling out. I'd have my hands up there and be like, this guy over red, blue, red 2, blue 2, guy top pink, and then as soon as 2-1, my hands would be back on the controller, back in gaming. So I mean, that prepared me for the worst. So I didn't really need any hand warmers and stuff in these tournaments, because I mean, I practiced in the cold. I was like Rocky training for these tournaments.
It's like training in the mountains when you're getting ready for a big run or a big boxing match or something. I remember having hand warmers, though. I brought some hand warmers.
You were always coddled growing up, man. Look at You of course had hand warmers. You probably had.
Right, we had the status quo gear. we had the full-on NFL football hand warmers. That was the best. Mr. P hooked it up back then. I mean, we were fully decked out. We had the shoes, we had the pants, we had the jacket, we had the jerseys, absolutely everything. You think of it, we had it.
Oh man, these guys, these are some top-notch talent squads here on the stage right now. And sometimes when you have these slight little breaks, they're great opportunities for either of these teams to recoup, kind of talk about the next game type, and get their heads in the game. But it looks like maybe a couple of these teams, I don't really see them talking as much here from this Renegade squad. I mean, it looks like one's on their phone, one kind of head down. I don't really see too much talking across the board.
He might be tweeting the stream.
That actually would be the way to go, because as you all at home know, tweeting the stream, get these numbers up. You want to check out and share this love of Halo, because this has been a great event so far, and there are more great matches to come after this.
Let's take a look at Shotzzy, though. Let's talk about this player. Coming into the scene last year, and now he's in the winter bracket finals again. Last time he was in the winter bracket finals, they ended up winning the tournament. Won the tournament, just a young gun. I believe he's 16 years old, second youngest amongst those top players. I believe Neptune is 1 year younger than him right now. But still, I mean, he's an all-star kid, just competing against players that have been around for a long time, and even players that have been around for 2, 3, 4 years.
Yeah, it's no surprising how good these players are now. I've kind of made this joke a few times, but it's absolutely true, where people ask me why I don't compete anymore, and you know, there's multiple reasons, but one of them is I don't even know if I can hang with this talent anymore. If you consider how I started playing Halo, I bought an Xbox when I was like 16 or 17 years old, so I didn't get to build a lot of that muscle memory when I was younger, playing this game growing up, whereas some of these players have been able to play an Xbox since they've been born.
Is that an excuse?
That is absolutely an excuse, and I'm gonna stick with it.
Yeah, I think it's insane how many new players are just popping up out of nowhere, and a lot of players are transitioning from free-for-all into that 4v4 aspect. And yeah, I mean, Renegade and Shotzzy, these guys came out of nowhere, made it to the top, and there are new players like Neptune, a few other guys kind of making their way up. But the amount of time that they just go from 0 to 100 is so quick now.
Yeah, the ramp up is real when players can get these opportunities, especially open events like this where they can prove themselves in free-for-all, prove themselves in online events constantly, online matchmaking. There are just so many different avenues now for some of these players to get recognized. Now, don't get me wrong, it is so tough to work your way up to some of these teams. We still need to work on some of those individual aspects outside of free-for-all for players to have those routes and avenues. But it is very possible as you see some of these top players getting on these teams. Skill is very noticeable in a game like Halo 5.
All right, we'll be getting into this match, or continuing this match here in just a moment, but over on the B stream, there is the grand finals of the free-for-all happening as well, and you can check that out over at mixer.com/HCS. And there are a few players that are making their return back to that FFA as well that we've seen in the past. We've seen many players make a return from Denver and continuing to make another repeat into the finals. So really interested to see. I know there's a really young player, I believe he's 15 years old as well, just making his way into the scene, and now he's kind of transitioning into that free-for-all, slowly making his way to 4v4.
Yeah, it seems like some of these players actually in this Halo 5 era have been able to kind of skip that free-for-all stage, which I felt that was unavoidable in the Halo 2 days. I felt like in the Halo 2 days, you basically had to prove yourself by placing well in the free-for-all, and even then, it was tough at some points to get on certain teams. Like, I remember Pistola. He proved himself. He was placed on like some top 8, top 16 teams. He didn't get some offers and didn't end up getting onto a top squad until he got triggers down, I believe, on Halo 3. And that was just, you know, incredibly surprising. But it just goes to show that, you know, he had the skill back then. He proved it throughout the free-for-all. He got certain opportunities, but he didn't get on the very top ones. So some of these players have been able to ramp up really quickly and place as high as top 2 here, and even first place in this Halo 5 season last year.
Well, let's get back into the action here. Game number 5, Slayer on Truth. It's SPLYCE versus Team ENVYUS. Team ENVYUS backs up against the wall here. SPLYCE could end it here and close them out and guarantee themselves in the grand finals. Shotzzy at top middle, a great spot, getting some eyes over by pink side, finishes off Saiyan as well, and will continue to put shots here over by blue 2. Taken down to 1 shot, nades coming in, but but he's not gonna get hit.
Such great positioning there. He's used to players throwing those grenades top center. He backs up towards the other side of the shield, still has cover from the front window unless someone jumps out to their death, and is able to avoid that grenade.
Renegade flanked around as Shotzzy was making a distraction, and we're seeing that a lot here on this game type. Players that play in your face as another player makes a sneak around, makes a flanker, comes underneath your base and lifts up. And we see a lot of that out of Splyce. Look at this, a 3-man push at Car. You see Saiyan turn the corner. He immediately is gonna go down by Shotzzy by a perfect 5. And take a look at the bottom left of your screen. Platinum Rep Pack, MLG in the hunt. Redeem that at halo.gg to get your Platinum Rep Pack now.
And Shotzzy just doing everything right at the start here. One thing that's easy to take for granted when we're watching some of these matches is just how ridiculous the pistol skills are of these players. Every single time we just see every player hitting so many shots and very rarely messing up and losing a fight that they should not lose. So that's just so impressive. Right there, just getting that first shot, Saiyan knowing he knows how to close out that kill.
Saiyan using the silence pistol here, picks up the headshot, going for the next double, hits it. That'll be 2, going for that triple. It does get the triple as well, looking to finish off the over. He knows he's pink too, but he can't finish him off across the map. Getting more shots, and Saiyan continuing where he left off previously in game number 4.
I love the fact when he was pink 1, no shield, but as soon as he got the zoom advantage on that player over at car 1, he was not afraid to challenge, and he actually backed down that player all the way to car 1, even though he has 1 shot.
That's going to be 3 down for Team ENVYUS, though, as Splyce go up 5 at the perfect time because camo is up. Eco gets the camo again. We're seeing Splyce put a lot of focus towards the power-ups. They're able to put themselves in the perfect position and make sure that they have multiple teammates getting ready for that. And they're able to pick up the kills at the right moment to have virtually almost no player shoot them while they're getting camo.
This is interesting in a bold play. Right here, Eco has camo, and he decides he's just going to take it a little bit slower. There's a lot of times where players feel like they always have to force the action or be the absolute aggressor, but he realizes ENVYUS are just playing it slow, so he says, all right, I'm gonna let my team collapse it a little bit more, or I'm gonna see if you make one slight misstep and then I'm going to punish you for it. Because of that, he uses about 20 seconds of his camo just waiting in that position.
This is exactly what we saw on CTF Fathom. Eco had camo and he took it slow because he knew that Team ENVYUS, they were waiting for him, they were looking for him. So we're seeing that happen again here. Just goes to show Eco, he's thinking of so many different things that could possibly happen, and he doesn't want to let that camo to go to waste.
Yeah, he's playing as a team. Some players get camo and they think it's an individual effort. There's like, all right, I need to go do and make something amazing happen. But right there, he's just playing it with the rest of his teammates. The other thing that's very notable is notice how many times a player like Eco will lay down some shots across the map, and he's not going to try to run around the corner and finish it individually when he has help. He's just going to play it safe. He's worried about the bottom line is do damage and stay alive.
Well, right now, Team ENVYUS is down by 10. They do not want to fall behind much more, or that could seal the deal. It's incredibly hard to come back on a Slayer Truth game type. The map is very fast, very quick pace. Trippy spotting Renegade, going for the kill, not going to be able to get it. Renegade will out 1v1 Trippy in that scenario. Boo Boo Doo Boo goes down as well. Renegade trying to stay alive. We will have a teammate, and look at this. You're constantly seeing when a player from Splyce goes down, that is Shotzzy shooting some bodies there.
Yes,
but when you see a player from Splyce go down, immediately another player is there to finish off the damage that was done.
Yeah, and that's why it can be so frustrating, because ENVYUS are having so many different situations happen on this map. There's going to be times where a member of ENVYUS, they get someone from Splyce one shot and they back down, yet the Splyce member gets help first and they die. And then there's other times too where we just saw Trippy a little bit ago. Trippy just says, I'm going to challenge 1v1 when I can get it, and he ends up losing it to Renegade. So it feels like a lose-lose in a couple of these situations.
Was it just me, or was Shotzi's shot just absolutely ridiculous? And as I say that, in the kill feed, you see him pick up a perfect 5 on Pistola. Just getting shot first and zooming back in to take down a player, picks up another kill in the kill feed. They're up 39 to 23. This does not look good for Team ENVYUS. This could send them to the elimination bracket.
Yeah, there's plenty of times, too, on Team Slayer match where it's like, all right, clearly a team can control a sniper or rockets or camo or overshield and turn this around. But with this map playing out the way it does, it's an arena shooter. You're just going to have teams just shooting across the map, pushing around together, and clearly we have SPLYCE doing that so much better. So we might see a little bit of a comeback here from ENVYUS. But it's really tough to sustain that sort of level of comeback when you don't have a power weapon or something that can almost assuredly give you some free kills.
What a nade by Boo Boo Doo. Now only down by 10. Picks up the double, down by 8. Can they do it? I was thinking for a second this game is
I thought it was over. But yeah, like you said, ENVYUS are kind of proving us wrong. They're showing that, guess what? We don't need power weapons. We're able to get a couple kills and then press these numbers advantage. But the concern for me, for this ENVYUS squad, is at some point, SPLYCE are going to be able to slow it down and they're going to get all 4 up. And it's really tough on a map like Truth or Regret in general to get 4 down without any deaths. And you don't really have much leeway here when SPLYCE are 7 kills away from closing out this game and closing out the series.
And you're seeing Eco pick up that tac mag there, which we saw Sane had earlier, and now Shotzi with the camo. I mean, Dave, this looks like it's absolutely over. 5 more kills for SPLYCE, and it looks like Team ENVYUS is going to be sent to the elimination bracket. Gets the double kill on top of that, 2 more kills, and SPLYCE have only dropped 2 games this tournament now. This will put them quite ahead of the rest.
Yeah, I mean, clearly ahead of the rest. They are going to the grand final. SPLYCE guaranteed top 2. And now we're going to have ENVYUS battling it out in the elimination bracket finals against a hot Optic. An Optic that won 3-0 in their first match and 4-0 against Reciprocity.
You know, when I was trying to talk to SPLYCE earlier as well, they were just headphones in.